finale of today's show, and it is, I need you to say it, DC
SkaRsGaRD.
SkaRsGaRD.
Hey, just think of Alexander SkaRsGaRD from True Blood.
Oh, is that a vampire?
Yes, he is.
So I'm not a True Blood person, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, I am. I watched the show, with the series, and it's gotten pretty good. Now it's just gotten wacky, and I'm just like, okay.
Right. Is your character still there?
Yeah, of course he's there. He's
the one?
I believe he's no longer the king of Shreveport.
Well, what are you anyway, DC SkaRsGaRD?
Me?
Yeah. You are a drummer,
yes,
and I've seen you drum, and you are in Caroline Stewart, our director of the show's band, new version. Say the name.
Aeon of Ether.
Aeon of Ether. I'm an Ethernet. Yes, I am, and I saw you guys, and you kicked ass.
Yes, we did. That night I was very nervous because the main part that I'm usually playing with is the double bass pedal, so I had to switch off the left side of my brain that night.
Okay.
And I just kept thinking, okay, right foot. And it actually worked out. It turned out pretty great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So wait, your right foot is your right brain and your left foot is your left brain?
Well,
it doesn't cross?
I thought they crossed.
Doesn't it up? Yeah.
Well, it's kind of, at first it was difficult for me.
And you can talk to like a part of your brain?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say talk. It was more of a matter of thinking.
Yes.
Because I've had...
Are you a lefty or a righty?
I'm a righty.
Okay. Did you
played...
always wish you were a lefty when you were a kid? I did.
Well, kind of,
Don't we always wish for the other thing?
Well, my little brother, he grew up and, he was dyslexic at one point.
Okay.
And he used to write his letters backwards.
Yes.
So, I was like, I wish I could do that. But then he said, no, you don't like that. So why not? It's like, because that's what they go for. So, okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we pretty much, I kept thinking to myself, can't use the left foot because it's not a pedal there. So
you do double bass?
Yes, I do.
How long have you been working on your band mates and stuff?
The
drumming.
I've been working on drumming since I was 11.
Oh, that's perfect, because 11 is like two equal numbers, so it's like left and right pedal.
Yes. And my first instrument actually turned out to be a guitar. My mom actually bought this one simply because, around the 2000s, that's when MTV had Manson and, God Smack On. And she used to see me with a broomstick in my hand, so she kept wondering, okay, why is he playing with a broomstick?
Is he a witch?
Yeah, something. So she decided one day after I got out of school, I think it was actually before Christmas, she took me to Sam Ash right up on Times Square. And she took me into the store, and I just saw all these guitars on the wall, and I was just like, wow. So it was obvious that, yeah, it's a guitar that we get for Christmas. So my first guitar was actually a Fender Squier Dual Sonic.
Of course, the little kid one.
That was the first one I got. So it came with an amp,
that whole $99 package.
And I think now at some point she kind of regretted it because when she bought it for me, she was like, okay, it makes too much noise. So
then you turned to drums?
Well, I turned to drums.
Yeah, let's be quiet, right?
Well, I do still play guitar, but I actually got into drums at some point during high school because I actually got into the different genres.
Where'd you grow up?
I actually grew up here, but I have descendants from Norway.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Norway?
Yes.
Wait, were you ever in Norway?
I've been there one time for a family reunion.
They must have loved you.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And the first thing that me and my cousin had a conversation about, he's like, hey, do you like black metal? I said, of course, I like all kinds of metal. So, what's not to like? Growing up...
Do they mean black metal like dark metal?
Well, yeah, as in bands like...
Because your band is a black metal band, which you don't really see.
Figuratively and actually.
Yeah, exactly.
It was actually... It's a really interesting tale simply because, when you think Norway, you would think,
blonde hair, white.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. And they looked at me and they was like, no, you're not telling the truth. I said, yes, I am. And they were like, so how is this possible? I said, well, it's pretty much from my mother's side of the family. So it's pretty much obvious because growing up in the...
Is that the SkaRsGaRD?
Yes.
Ah.
So growing up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, is predominantly from...
Which is where?
Yeah, from Harlem, East Harlem.
Oh, okay. Oh. Did you know Caroline from there?
I actually met her for the very first time at a friend's birthday party when I think it was in Queens.
Borderline Brooklyn.
Yeah, borderline Brooklyn, Queens.
Yeah.
And that's how we met, and eventually how we wound up finding each other and crossing paths. Her brother actually reached out to me on Facebook.
Of
And
course,
he
there
says-
you go again, the almighty Facebook.
So he says, yeah, we're looking for a drummer, and he
I
said,
haven't been on probation in like a month or and I'm like, thank you, Facebook.
So he says, yeah, we need a drummer, and we lost our drummer and our bass player. So he reached out to me. So I said, you know what? Because there was a band I was in prior before that called Volatile Pyre. They were based out of Williamsburg.
Okay.
So I wound up parting ways with those guys, and me and him got together. I came to the first practice, and the sounds between what they had.
I'm just so glad that you're in their band.
Yeah.
I'm really, really glad you're in. I can never.
Well, we usually short abbreviated AOE.
Sounds like a fraternity or sorority.
Yeah, well,
AOE.
the reason how that name came about was me and Karasu were sitting down, we were talking, and we said, okay, Aeon of Ether. We already know that ether is basically, if you strike a lighter, it's the blue part of the flame. That's the formula for it.
Ethers.
As for Aeon pretty much means infinite.
Yeah, but I keep forgetting that. I don't know why. I retain very little, You have to just keep reminding me. So Aeon is infinite ether. Is that what you guys are?
That's exactly what infinite fire.
And you guys are awesome. And when's your next gig?
Our next gig is actually February 9th on Austin Place. It's actually right around 149th Street in 3rd Avenue.
In the Bronx.
It's in the Bronx. It's right around that
I was
location.
born in the Bronx.
And it's actually a surprise to me because one of the bands that we're playing with, they happen to be called Another Vendetta. And I've heard them before, but I decided to YouTube them, and I said, okay, now I know exactly who these guys are.
Cool.
So this is going to be our second show. It's going to be really interesting for me. So.
And you're going to have your double bass pedal?
Of course, this time I will.
Ah.
Yeah, we're playing with Another Vendetta.
Come here, Caroline. Come sit up here. Come on.
It's DC's time.
Yeah, Caroline is a big, big help in everything.
In case anybody hasn't noticed, the first gig we had here was actually on this very stage.
Otto Shrunken Head. Woo!
Yeah. I call her Kitty, and I'm known as the Panda.
Is that right? And
Yes.
what's Karasu?
Karasu is the crow.
Vitaly's Vitaly, our bassist, is just the Russian.
Yeah, we call him the Russian.
He's the Russian.
Yeah,
He's
well,
literally Russian.
that works.
And it's funny because every time he comes to practice, we try to get him to smile. He never smiles.
You should have been at last time's practice.
Yeah.
Last week was funny.
Wait a minute, so you guys practice without each other?
Well, there's usually times we do practice without each other. Like this practice that just passed, I couldn't make it due to not work. So, but they still keep me up to date with the new songs that we're working on. So I'm actually working on some new songs as we speak. I can't really reveal the details because that's more of a 2003 coming. So Aeon is
So
actually.
you mean 2013?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm so happy that people have.
2013. Yes.
Well, that's almost like 2003.
But I actually see 2013 being the rise of Aeon of Ether simply because now that we've joined forces from two different genres of metal.
And what are they? Black metal and supersonic metal? What is it?
I'm more of metalcore, thrash metal, kind of like Lamb of God, Silosis.
I mean, I met you at that metal night, right?
Yeah.
I am not a metalhead.
Actually, that was the night that Annika played at Grand MC Theater.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was actually an interesting show, and there's some interesting dudes.
That was a cool night.
Yeah, shout out to Annika. Woo!
Yeah, I like so many things, but I'm just not
quite sure that a few of my metal peers are watching the show, so shout out to the Adler brothers from Lamb of God, Randy Blythe, Lamb of God, Jamie Josta, Hatebreed.
Just the names alone crack me up, It's like your own Gabba Gabba language,
I even want to send a shout out to
it's so funny.
D. Snyder's son from Motionless in White. You guys
He always
awesome.
pops back, D. Snyder. D. Snyder,
awesome.
Man.
And it's actually funny because the first time I actually heard of the band, I've heard the name.
Twisted Sister?
And I kept thinking, Snyder. And I said, wait, that's D. Snyder's son. I said, wait a minute, that is.
Does he look anything like him?
He looks just
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Just like him.
It seems like a lot of those kids look just like their
I think they
parents. I
actually
think they
played
clone them.
Yeah, I think they played a show not too long ago at Gramercy.
Yeah, I think so.
They played recently, right?
I want to say, yeah.
Yeah, Gramercy did it. They had a show with collaboration with Vampire Freaks.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
someone on the inside that knows Gramercy Theaters. Since I go to school across the street.
Oh, I also want to, now that you know this, I have a coming project that's going to come in 2013. I would say sometime around mid-August, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
It's a collaboration with a lot of local musicians or bands, pretty much.
Okay.
And they kind of had something done like that before with the bigger known bands, kind of like Roadrunner All-Stars, pretty much. So now I'm doing my own version of it, but this time with local acts.
And what's it called?
Right now it's called Project Terror. That's what it's called.
All right.
Something simple.
So if we make it to August 2013, we're going to have Project Terror.
Hopefully if we don't have a Walking Dead.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
What's the next thing they're saying now? What's going to happen?
Well, we have Bahamut saying peace, and
people were
terror.
saying that yeah, like the movie 2012, yeah, that's going to happen, or the zombie
There's
apocalypse.
a movie 2012?
They're
Yes,
saying
there
something's going to happen.
Is it coming out?
It's already.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
It's a really interesting movie.
Is it a deathly horrible movie?
Tidal waves, the Earth's crust shifting. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
Well, the Earth is shifting.
It is.
That's what they're saying.
Right now, it feels like summertime.
No, it doesn't.
You
Well,
No, it doesn't. You can feel the bite in the air. It's chilly.
Maybe not as cold as it should be.
Cold!
It's still fall. It's
Yeah.
still fall, you know? We still have to that 2021 or whatever it is.
My mom's kind of freaked out about it. She said she said it's not going to happen. I said, look, I'm just prepared for whatever happens. I don't care.
You know what? When it happens, we're not going to be that prepared.
I
That's
will.
I will.
Well, you know what's really interesting? There's actually been a lot of zombie apocalypse groups popping up on Facebook.
So they say.
No, they have.
I
A
haven't
lot
seen
of them.
them.
I got
Can you
you.
believe?
this
Wait,
one I have.
wait a minute. Zombie
They call it-
apocalypse
Yeah,
groups?
Zombie Eradication Rescue Team. There's actually one called
A rescue
What do
team?
what do they do?
What do they hire, like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something?
No, surprisingly, these are actually people from the south of America who really have been training and having conventions just for this.
And are they zombies? Oh, they're here to attack
Yeah,
the
they're
zombies?
here to like, like a rescue party pretty much. They had this going on for about a year.
And what were they snorting?
Bath salts.
Were they snorting that paint off the wall? I don't know,
Snorting bath salts, I guess. I don't know.
Bath salts. That
Bath
sounds
salts.
about
Has
right.
anybody heard anything else about bath salts?
Not lately. I heard that the bath salts got a bad rap because the guy that bit the face off,
Yeah, I
he didn't
remember.
even have any bath salts in
He was
him.
just hot.
Look at that. What do you know?
So, I took a bath today with some bath salts, but,
Hey, you haven't went to go eat somebody's face, so that's good enough
I'm
for
not,
you.
I don't ever smoke them. But we need a skeleton from your closet, Mr. DC SkaRsGaRD.
Yeah.
What kind of skeleton exactly?
Well, I don't know. Not that you're a zombie or something, and,
He hasn't eaten anybody's face in practice.
God, no.
Just in theory. In theory.
Skeleton in my closet.
Yeah, some big mistake you did that ends up being like a best thing that ever happened, or...
Well, I would say the skeleton in my closet was the fact that I stepped on the drums because I was kind of nervous. I had no idea how that was going to turn out.
You stepped on the drum?
Kind of, sort of, but it was
Were you foot? Stepped on the drum?
kind of, I guess.
Okay.
Wait, I'm confused. Wait a minute. What was that?
You stepped
He
on
said
what?
kind of stepped on the drum with my foot, so yeah, like back in high school, I kind of stepped on the drum pedal, hit the bass drum, and it kind of caught my attention.
That's
so
not
it
a
was.
skeleton. In the
That's
closet?
all.
Did you ever,
Skeleton?
did you
Oh,
ever,
were you
yeah.
performing?
Did you ever break a drum?
Yeah, by accident.
Talk about it. What happened?
Well, me and my friends back in high school, we kind of had a challenge to see who can go the fastest BPMs on the bass pedal. And there was actually three of us. There's my friend Lewis, and there was my friend Hector. So two of them matched up about like 130. I kind of exceeded the limit of 230, probably more than that.
Oh, you're such a show off.
He is.
I can't help it. Even she can tell you, when we go to practice, I usually try to keep my tempos consistent.
And what happened? You broke the drum?
It just
No, he
goes,
never did that.
I,
No,
I can never stop. I can never stop.
It's the same
Good
with
for
both.
you.
It's the same with him and Karasu. They have like both good instrumentals, and sometimes DC will look at him and just go, "Where was this
What I need.
when you need it?" So,
But you know, Carasso, he's a really great guitarist, and I really see a lot of potential in him, and I'm actually trying to get him to step outside of his comfort zone.
Love you, big brother.
That's awesome. So Aeon of Ether, February 9th in the Bronx.
At Production Hill.
Production
Tickets.
Hill.
Well, if you guys need tickets, we actually are selling tickets. We actually 12, right?
Yes, we're selling them for
Around
$12.
On 12/12/12.
We
What do you know?
Ironically.
we actually plan on filling up this venue because a lot of you guys actually saw to like our page, and we're really
And we're grateful.
enjoying. We're grateful. So
And follow us
bring
on
likes.
Twitter.
My page is facebook.com/Rensler. Yes, the villain from Tron. Rensler666. And
today's 12/12/12. I heard it's double.
My personal Facebook is pretty much my name, Caroline Stewart.
And you guys can find us on Facebook at Aeon of Aether. AEON of ETHER.
Yeah.
I love these long words.
And
Yeah.
follow us.
And you can follow us on Twitter at AOE Tweets.
There you go. So have a cocoa. And have a cocoa, and we have to go because the time is done for 12/12/12. So thank you everybody for being a part of this day. And Shrunken Head. And thank you, King Volcanus Levi, Bahamican always, Mary Lynn Macecott, Chris Ryan, Mia Fontaine, Liquid Diet, you crazy girl, and DC SkaRsGaRD.
Yeah.
Otto Shrunkenhead, we love you. We will be back next Wednesday here, and then next Friday on the big 12/21/12, we have our Brooklyn edition at the Branded Saloon. So if we go, at least it will be a rew-who day. Who cares, right?
Rew-who rocks.
There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you.